plaintiff, Tiana Brown, says the defendant is her mother, and growing up, she treated Tiana like Cinderella. Tiana claims the defendant forced her to clean and cook for everyone in the house, and even woke her up on Saturday mornings to do the cooking. Tiana's suing because she claims the defendant got utility bills in Tiana's name without permission. Defendant Jennifer Belts admits she was a strict parent, but insists it was because she worked hard to make sure her children got a good education and graduated from high school. Jennifer claims she is now constantly taking Tiana into her home after her boyfriend puts her out. And she insists Tiana knew Jennifer's utility bills were in her name.
Start with you.
So basically growing up, I was basically Cinderella of the house. I did everything. I cooked, I cleaned. Even on Saturdays, I would get woken up just to cook breakfast for the whole house.
How many people were in the household?
There were 3 and then 4 after my senior year.
What age were you in relation to the other children?
A year younger than my older sister and 4 years older than my younger sister.
All right. Did you ever ask why you were saddled with all the work?
I didn't. She was not a good person to talk to.
We can talk to her now. Go ahead, ask her.
So why did you do it? Why did I have
to what? He said ask the question. You're not asking the question.
Yes, the question is, so why did I have to do everything around the house?
You did the same thing that everybody else did.
No, sir, I don't see it like that. And neither does people in my family.
All right. He in your family?
That's my boyfriend.
Did you tell him that?
Yes. Because I let him know that I didn't want our daughter to go through the same thing.
So your daughter, does she clean her room?
She's 3.
Oh, okay. You're going to make her clean her room?
Yes.
Right? Cook every now and then?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. That's all Mama made you do.
Right.
Wore the sharpest of clothes, I'm sure. Mama's sharp, so I'm sure she passed that on to her children. Or did she have you looking like Cinderella while she walking around sharp, her and the other children?
No, sir. No, sir.
She kept you well grown.
Yes.
You probably got a good education.
Yes.
Hey, what else you want? That's all she owes you.
Well, no.
Is to look decent and get a quality education and teach you your chores. And you, like many others, I had to do more chores than the other. So I'm not going to let you say that about your mother without challenging it. I don't get that impression of you. That's why I'm saying that. If you were a little different, if you were less cultivated, groomed, and appeared less educated, then I might let you say that about Mama. I might even join in on it. But you seem to be very well adjusted.
Yes.
And I think Mama did a good job on you. House clean, didn't it?
Yeah, it's clean.
See that? You even did for your man. You'd have a nasty house if it wasn't for her. See, you need to thank Mama. Go ahead. You give me some background, ma'am. She said you made her cook and clean too often.
I guess being a strict parent and getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, making sure they went to one of the best school districts in St. Louis. I was a single mother all my life, 3 girls, and Tiana didn't make it easy. I used to get calls from the school. One time I had to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had a friend of mine letting them come to her house until their bus came. As soon as I got ready to pick her up, you know, hey, Tiana went in my room and stole my daughter's jewelry. Talked to her boyfriend.
How old was she?
At that time, she probably was like 16.
All right.
So talked to her boyfriend. I said, hey, what kind of jewelry did Tiana have on? He explained, he told me the jewelry. I said, okay. So she got off the bus, she didn't have the jewelry. So I told her, I already knew you took the jewelry. I mean, stuff like that I had to deal with.
But
I mean,
she's straightened out, and she's been a good daughter since then, or a productive daughter, and trouble-free for the most part.
All 3 of my girls graduated from kindergarten on up. They went to the same school. They didn't have to switch schools. They didn't have to do anything.
Good.
All 3 of them graduated.
Good.
And if I was such a bad parent, she's an excellent mother to her daughter. Right. I would never tell her she's not. And right today, she's worrying about what school her daughter going to go to because she want her to have the same education.
Where do you think she learned that?
She had to learn it from me. And if you go to my house right today, Judge, ain't no trash on the floor.
Thank you. If you go where?
You go to my house right today, there's no trash on the floor. She came back to stay with me 2013. She came back to stay with me in 2015. So if I was such a horrible mother, why would you knock on the door for me to open it up every single time when he put her out? Or when they got the fight and he bust her. Matter of fact, she was busting him upside the head. Came back to stay with me 2013. She came back to stay with me in 2015. So if I was such a horrible mother, why would you knock on the door for me to open it up every single time when he put her out?
Plaintiff Tiana Brown is suing her mother, who claims she takes Tiana into her home every time Tiana's boyfriend, who's with her in court, puts her out.
All right, tell me about the lawsuit, the utility bills, and the deposit and emotional distress.
Correct. So in 2013, I had my daughter. So I was looking for a way to build up my credit. So I called the electricity company and I asked them, I was like, hey, how do I do this? And they were like, hey, you have a past due bill of $1,200. I'm like, yeah, I've never got electricity in my name or any type of utility before. So I asked them the address, and it was the address that my mother was staying at that I have never lived at because my senior year in high school, I had ended up leaving. And after I talked to the electric company, I talked to the gas company because for sure, if I knew she got an electric, she had it in gas too. And that was $600.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Hold on.
Okay.
So what's the balance from? Emotional distress, that's the other part you're suing for?
Emotional distress and a deposit of $200
That you had to pay to get
Yes.
your own lights on?
yes, of this year because of the past due balance that she had created at her
All right,
address.
ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm standing here right now. If you're gonna lie, I wish
I'm
I
not
had
gonna lie at
I mean,
all.
if I wish you had a lie detector
she's
test.
gonna lie.
Exactly.
Oh,
The year back in 2010, she helped me move into my house back in September. And we were sitting on the floor. She asked me, can she come back and stay? I told her yes. I said, but with that being said, I'm gonna have to put the utilities in your name. She called and everything had the utilities put on. Back in 2013, when he first put her out, she came back and stayed with me. We talked about the bills then. Last year, she came back to stay with me because he put her out again. And she knocked on my
stop
door.
turning me on this man. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put him out of here in a minute, so stop.
I was gonna say
about
that
to
'cause
turn
he's a
me
good
on
man.
him. He ain't
It's
got
a-
any, he doesn't
I
have
didn't say
anything
he's
to
a
do
good
with
father. I did not say he wasn't a good father, but as far as he's a good man now because her name on the lease. So I guess now since he put her name on the lease, she feel like she
it.
ain't gonna
Leave
need
him
me for the
alone.
next
You
year.
just said he's a good father. That's
know.
most important. So let's move ahead with whether
Right.
you agreed to pay any of these bills.
Me and her talked about it. She sent me a text message saying that she asked me, did I talk to my friend? Because my friend was in a similar situation. I told her I hadn't talked to her yet. So I guess it took me too long to respond. So then she say, the next morning she got up, so she said, so I'm guessing you're not going to help me. So by that time, you had went around St. Louis talking about me to everybody. Everybody. Instead of coming to me,
Saying what?
how I got the bills in her name and I won't help her pay it. Just dogging me. She called my daughter all the way to Japan and was telling her about me.
Now
talking about
everybody
me.
in Japan knows about it.
Yeah.
Yes. They actually do. But called my daughter in Japan. My daughter was like, well, Tiana, that isn't true. You know, you gave her permission to do that. You
Who
know.
has some evidence today?
Well, actually,
Here you go.
let me rephrase that for her. In 2010, I did not stay with her. In 2010 of August, I was staying with my grandmother. When my grandmother moved out of her townhome, she moved into an apartment. My mother told me that I could not stay there because the home was too little. So I moved with my uncle. I was basically homeless in 2010. I moved with my uncle. I lived with my dad. I moved back
When
to
was
my
the last time you lived with your mom?
in 2015.
How long?
For about 2 months. And she asked me to leave because my
Hold
older
on.
sister.
Did you pay any bills when you were there those
Yes,
2
I
months?
paid her. Yes.
Did she pay you the
$50
$2
a
months?
month.
No,
$50?
that's
So you paid her a
it was
total of
$100.
$100? Huh?
it was $100. It was $50 every time I got paid, and I got paid every
She paid
other
me
week.
$50 a month. Your Honor, she was, as she said, she was staying with her grandmother in the August of 2010. I moved into my house September of 2010. When she graduated in 2010, I was there when she graduated. It was not no problem.
She told me that I wasn't going to graduate, and
All
she
right,
didn't
give
buy
me
my
some
cap and
evidence,
gown.
you all.
So, this is the gas.
What evidence do you have, man?
I had a text message and a statement from my daughter.
Text message between the two of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm guessing you are not willing to help. She's saying this to you. This is you responding?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Where you me this for?
I'm so, you know what, Your Honor?
No. Y'all calling Japan to tell Robin you're gonna sue me, making lies up, and other people calling me around St. Louis, telling MS haven't gave me a chance to do anything. So with that being said, you and have fun in the dark.
Plaintiff Tiana Brown is suing her mother, who claims she takes Tiana into her home every time Tiana's boyfriend, who's with her in court, puts her out.
You say haven't given me a chance to do anything. That
Exactly.
suggests that you intend to pay.
Exactly, help her pay, yes.
How much?
Your Honor, I would pay half on the utility bills. I will pay half. And I told her that I would help her out with the bills. I told her, not damn time that I didn't say it.
Why do you think you should only pay half if you ran it up 100%?
Because she stayed there part of the time I
And
was
that
there.
wasn't the address. The address that the
You ain't brought your
the
baby
gas-
daddy
How long
over to
did
eat
you
some
stay
pork
with her
chops.
in
the gas.
2010?
No, in 2010 I
Then you like them
only
pork
stayed with her
chops.
for 2 months.
All right.
I only stayed with her for 2 months in 2010 when I graduated because I ended up moving out.
This is your evidence you're submitting.
Yes, those
Were
are
you
different
ever
texts.
going to sit down and talk?
Your Honor.
I forgot what it have to do with. This is you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say, but it's with the gas bill. I can't pay that all at once. Arrangements is going to have to be made.
Exactly.
She says, okay, I'll see what they will say tomorrow. They, meaning the gas company. Okay, do you still have your life insurance?
Mm-hmm. That's a different subject. I'm sorry.
Who's asking this? You?
No, yeah, that was a different subject. We were
See,
talking
she's
about life.
gonna try to kill me.
And no, she sent that text message asking about life insurance. The yellow is her, the blue is me.
The gas company, this is you again, gas company sent me collections in 211. I'm just having a hard time trying to figure out why didn't you just ask me if you can use my name? And what is your response to this?
She didn't have a response. She called me right after
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did, because I want you to explain to me what did you mean by you didn't give me permission. Yes.
I
That's
didn't
why I
give you-
phoned. That's why I called
I didn't give you permission.
That's why
I
I
didn't
called.
live-
Yes, you did.
I didn't live
yes,
with you in
did.
2010.
You
Sorry.
sat right on the floor.
Sorry.
All right. I'm going
And
to grant
the,
you your judgment minus the $500 in emotional distress. From what I've heard, you gave her a bunch of emotional distress
Yes.
for many, many years.
I have
so
the paperwork.
you're
showing-
lucky she's not suing you for emotional distress. Now leave your mother alone before I flip on you. You know I don't like people messing with their mothers. Your judgment is $2,000. Have a good day. That's your judgment.
Told y'all she was lying. Fine, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You're a liar.
You're a liar.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar.
And
You're a
how
liar.
old are you?
You're like, how
45?
do you? How do you?
45? Huh?
How do
Time's
you?
ticking.
How do you?
When you gonna
How
grow
do
up?
you?
Okay.
How do you?